Hello and welcome back, dear students, for the lecture of communication skills. We are discussing about the barriers of communication. We have completed all the 8 types of barriers of communication. Just a short recap what we have studied. First was the psychological barriers, the mental status and the conditions which are responsible to create certain problems in any communication, that are the psychological barrier. Second barrier we have discussed were the physical barrier. It includes the environmental conditions or the natural conditions which are present at the where the communication is held. Then third type of barrier was the physiological barrier, the problems which are present in the body or body parts or any of the organ particularly used for either speaking, listening, or observing something, which are included in the physiological barrier, like hearing impairment, vision impairment, speech disorders. Then fourth barrier we have completed was the language barrier. Okay, due to different languages which were spoken in different part of the either country or world. Okay, if two persons interacting with one another and using different language which are not known to each other, they may become a barrier itself in the process of communication. Then culture barrier. Okay, again, if we say society or due to some traditional behaviors, the things which are transferred from one generation to another generation, okay, may include the arts, language, or the science ideas along with the behavior and traditions. They are different, and if you are using certain things during the communication, okay, they become a barrier for that particular communication, which includes the language barrier, sign symbols, sometimes religion, and eye contact and touch. Then sixth barrier was the gender barrier. Okay, due to the variation or the separation actually which is there, men and women, okay, both were having certain specialities in their behavior, in their thinking, which automatically uh, affects the process of communication, and if it is there, okay, it can be a barrier. Then seventh barrier we have completed was the emotional barriers, the mental states of a person, the feelings of that person, particularly during the communication process or just before the process, like fear, worry, anxiety, angriness, excitement level. These all conditions can be set to a barrier. Then eighth and last barrier we have completed was the interpersonal barrier. Okay, like if a person is not liking any other person, and with that during that communication with that particular person, they will not be making a fluent or complete communication. Reasons for that we have discussed were the lack of desire to participate in the communication, and which is said to be the most frustrating example for overcoming any this sort of barrier. Okay, then unwillingness, again, from your own you should be interacting with any person, and if he or she is not agreeing for that communication, okay, it can be a barrier. Now the next, and I can say the last point in case of this barrier, how you can improve the communication, or uh, which are the things you can do if you want to overcome different barriers during the process of communications. First in that is you can use a simple language. Okay, if you are using simple particularly, which is known to both of them, that is sender and receiver, they should be able to understand it, okay, and speak, as well as uh, they should be having the fluency of speaking that particular language. At that time you can overcome the so called as language barrier. Okay, then second thing, you can break down the conversation. If it is a longer talk you are doing with one another, and if you are continuously speaking, you can take certain sort of breaks in between your conversation in small parts. Okay, it can be a simple parts of that longer conversation, so that you can uh, avoid the problem. The barrier what we have seen was the information overflow. Okay, one of the reason, and if you are doing so, it will be effective communication. Then third way is practicing active listening. Active listening, definitely listening is the one of the important thing in the process of communication. And if the receiver is listening properly, importantly said to be the active listeners, they are having the characteristics that they are sincerely listening all the things. They are trying to understand what has been told during the process, or or they are trying to decode the information sent as a message by the source. And if that active type of listening is there, it becomes easy to understand it. Okay, and also we have to focus on responding. That responses should be given, that is we have seen in the process of communication, that is the feedback. Okay, definitely both response and feedback cannot be always same, but if you try to respond during any communication, the process of communication can be easily becoming effective one. Then don't cut off the speaker. Hence, when the source or the uh, sender of the message, if allowed to tell the information completely, okay, we should not, we means the receiver should not uh, make a problem for the speaker to give the complete information to us. Okay, then ask follow-up questions. If when you can ask questions in the follow-up, definitely if you are listening, and if you uh, are some any sort of problem about some topic, if you are having, that is query is generated in your mind, at that time you can ask the questions, okay, during the follow-up. Then next way is to stay calm and patience, to give the conversation the time it needs. Means again, allow the sender to send the complete information, and if after completion of that, the receiver should be uh, listening with sort of a relaxed mind. Okay, what it is mentioned, that is stay calm. If you are stressed, if you are having any of the mental disturbances, okay, you have to try to be relaxed. And if such mental condition is there, okay, you can say welcoming conditions to learn what is been told in the communication, it becomes easy. Okay, the conversation becomes effective one. Then by providing feedback, we can learn a lot about the specific style of communications. Okay, we know each and every individual is having their own specific style of communication, and definitely in next unit we have to learn about different styles. So if you are listening properly and you are active listener, you can also understand the way of making communication, which is called a style of communication. And you can, if it is good one, you can copy that style and use for your own communication further with others. So collectively, if you are doing such things, okay, it is easy to overcome uh, many of the barriers which makes hindrance in the effective flow of message during the communication. Okay, now last topic of this first unit is perspectives in communication. Perspective means, you can say, your view about any particular point, and the other word used is perception. Okay, the angle, which is an angle or standpoint about any particular topic or any particular person even. So those perspectives, what are different perspectives during the process of communication, okay, that we have to learn in this topic. Generally, all of us see the world with our own thinking, which is generally called as our individual perception or perspectives. Okay? It is obvious each and every person were having their own way of thinking about the single topic. Okay, if for example uh, two persons are listening on some topic or in one lecture, yeah, they may have certain variation in understanding the same topic. Okay, or their ability to think or their thoughts might be varying, okay, about that specific topic, and which are called as the perspectives or perceptions, and they are varying always from person to person. And generally it is said that such perspectives are in actual the filters through which we see and understand the world. Okay, they are acting as a filter, because even it can be a sort of barrier itself. Okay, uh, if it is a positive one, it is not a barrier, positive perception, and if it is negative one, it can become perception. So always not a, they have not used the word barrier over here. Okay, what they have mentioned is the filters. Your way of thinking on a particular topic may be different than the other people, and which are called as the perspectives. And particularly we have to study in case of the communication process how the perspectives of uh, individuals changes from one to another. It is our view through which we handle a specific condition or a topic we want to communicate about. uh, Surely which is there, okay, the condition, the situation which is there at particular instance. Okay, it is ability and uh, the thought of that person will be responsible to tackle such conditions, and it is also applicable about the topic in the process of communication which has been chosen. Okay, and it is said to be the perspective of that person about handling the condition, and it is again changing. We always do not see all persons with the same opinion or thinking. Okay, again it is also possible, okay, our beliefs or our attitude about all the persons are not similar. Okay, with few of the people you may have different, we can say, if we say attitude. Okay, with friends how you are making communication, and with uh, others. Okay, other than friends, for example, if you'll take your elders or in your relatives, the way of communicating are not similar in both cases. Okay, even we can say that for a single person the this perspective may vary depending upon the uh, so called as your experience during communication for that specific time. Okay, from a at first time you may have some bad experience with that person, and second time it may be different one. But generally it is said that whatever is your first experience, you decide, or your mind makes a same sort of perspective, and that expectation will be similar always. Okay, and which is said to be not a good thing for any person. Okay, our individual thinking acts as a filter through which we communicate with others. Some words can have the same words can have different meaning, and which is generally depending upon how we are understanding them, or how we are interpreting the words. uh, when any word is spoken, okay, by a word, or we can say some sentences were spoken, few people may take those sentence as a positive way, or some may take as a negative way, or it depends upon their experiences. Okay, or importantly the opinion about that particular person, which is called as the perceptions. Okay, and it there are always chances this sort of perspectives will be different for same things which are spoken, or what you are listening, hearing, observing. Your views of uh, seeing it might be different than others, so which is called as perspectives. Hence perspectives can be of different types. They can be visual perspectives, then it can be due to the difference in the language, or maybe due to the feelings of the persons, or it depends upon the surroundings or the environment in which that those persons work, or where they are having a continuous way of working or in that specific condition. So these are different, actually the four types of perspectives. Let us see in detail about each of these. First is visual perception or visual perspective. What is it? It is the ability to see and interpret the visual information. Okay. See and interpret the information. from person to person, the uh, ability of any person changes to see the same thing. Okay, or if you are observing, if two persons are observing some image, okay, the thoughts about what is the meaning of that image or what that image want to say, okay, it changes from person to person, and that is actually due to the vision which is used. The sense which is used over here is the eyes and understanding them. Okay, if the perception is inaccurate or incorrect or even altered or changed in any way, it may lead to problems. Okay, problems we can say particularly in reading, if it is written words. Okay, or there can be problems in the handwriting, spellings. So these are many of the things which are responsible for it. The visual perceptions involves the ability to organize and interpret the information that is seen. Okay, importantly, what is it? Ability to organize and interpret. So how you are organizing it? Okay, there can be uh, various forms or various possibilities about organizing the message, okay, or what you see, and interpret it by your own. It is very important because reading is not possible without adequate visual perception. Without accurate visual perception, one would have difficulty in learning to read. Either it may be again problem to for following the directions, or uh, copy from the blackboard or different boards or which it has been written. Okay, and would have problem in good high and hand coordination. Okay, eye hand coordination, particularly this is very important when visual perception is there. Okay, we can take the examples of when you are playing certain games. Okay, for example again cricket. Okay, while playing, the batsman should have good eye and hand coordination to play the ball which has been bowled by the bowler. So which we can say the important thing needed for interpreting it. Next point is the inclusions in this visual perceptions. First thing is actually it has been mistakenly written. Okay, visual discrimination, it should be there. Okay, over here, visual discrimination, that is the ability of the person to notice any variation or differences in the thing, like shape, size, color. Okay, by observing it, how you can distinguish it or differentiate, and it is depending upon the again visual perception. Second thing included is the form discrimination. It includes the difference in the objects when they are in orientation, in which orientation they exist. The forms, for example, we know liquid form, solid form. Okay, these forms can be even understood by observing them only. Then next one is the foreground and background differentiation. It includes the focus on specific target, okay, that is selected target, and ignore the non-related material, non-important images which are along with the needed one or target matter which is there. It is the ability of every person to separate what is important one and what is not important one, and by visual perceptions you can do it. Then next is visual memory. What is it? It is the ability to remember the letters, the words, what you have learned or understood about any language if you have studied it earlier, okay, and importantly recognize them quickly when you see them again or see those words or letters again. You should be able to uh, regain, you memorize them. And if, like for example, if we have studied English, okay, all the alphabets which are known to us, the words if you have already studied, okay, in vocabulary I always used to tell you, if you are knowing those words, if you have heard them earlier, if you know their meaning before that, and it becomes easy to interpret their meaning, okay, and which is part of visual perception. Next is the language perception. Language not only helps in communication, but it also shapes our perception. We have seen language are sort of a channel, okay, we can use for speaking or transmitting some message to from sender to receiver. So what it is helping in communication, but it is also important, it is also helping to give a specific shape to our perception, okay. Perception is what I'm repeating, the thinking, the point of view, okay, our ability to understand and interpret it. It means what? Message. So if it is a language by which the communication is made, and if it is similar, okay, which is used for exchanging the message, it become easy to also shape our perception. Language affects the way in which its speaker express his words or influences others. Definitely when the speaker is using some specific language to uh, say the feelings and information to others, okay, their way of using that language is important one. How he or she is expressing those words and trying to influence other people. So where, what person, which type of language is using, okay, depending upon the receiver, the language actually should be used and selected. If you are using the correct language during your communication, your perception toward that person who has used your own language become different. Simply for example, okay, if uh, a specific leader, okay, coming for a rally in our area and who belongs to some other states, okay, for example who is a uh, South Indian person and who is during his rally or talk, if he is using the Marathi language, Okay, our way of looking to that particular person will be different than if that person has if chosen the his own mother tongue, that is either Kannada or even Hindi, which is a national language. Okay, if he has used the regional language where he is speaking, that is Marathi, over here for us in Maharashtra, it is said to be the variation in the perception occurs. Various emotions or feelings as well as experiences can be influenced by the pattern of language a person speaks. Okay. It is also always said that if you are using the same language which is your mother tongue, it becomes very easy to show your actual expressions, your actual emotions and feelings behind it, okay, during your message, and which is said to be the important thing for uh, making certain perceptions in the other's mind. The factors affecting our perspectives, actually there are various factors which affects our perspectives, hence affecting how we can communicate with others, because depending upon our perspective the way of communication varies. Okay, and we must learn which are different factors which are those are affecting our perspectives. First factor is past experience. Our past experience greatly affects our way of thinking. Okay, it is always observed what sort of experience you uh, have about that specific person earlier. Okay, and similar sort of expectation or your perception will be depending upon the earlier experience, and they said that our past experience acts as a filter through which we see a particular condition. We have examples from our own time in a particular situation which helps in decision making. For example, if we have no past experience on a particular topic, then what will happen? We are in a clear state, okay, information wise, particularly if you are unknown about that particular topic earlier, okay, your mind will be clear about it, means nothing will be there. Okay, your perspective will be clear one. Okay, what first time the first just said that first impression is last impression, which is generally used. What is first impression means first time what you are experiencing about any person, how he or she is talking, what sort of information he is giving, which language he is using, the way, the emotions, the feeling behind it, same will be uh, making an huge impact over your mind, and will be it will be created the specific perspective in your mind about that particular person. Our communication is affected by our past experience. We enter a condition, okay, a situation, or a meeting or a conversation with certain expectations always. Okay, if you are having past experience with you, and what will be going through in your mind, that what will happen in that particular situation, and according to that we will behave with those persons or in that situation. Sometimes uh, we want our past experience to influence our future communication. It is also possible, okay, or what you have experienced earlier, okay, you want the same thing or you expect the same thing to happen. They can be positive or negative. For example, when our team responded positively to specific some sale tactics, okay, if in an industry or if is a salesman who is there, what he will do, put all the tactics tactic or the strategies they have used for marketing in the next conditions or in for next year, okay, or even again and again the same tactics will be used if they have positive responses earlier got. But when our negative past experience alters our communication and our full potential, then we should be aware of it. Okay, negative sort of experiences can be also be there. For example, when your boss ignored your idea, some good idea if you are given in the past or earlier meeting, then what you will be doing, you will not prepare or you will not suggest new ideas in next meeting, okay, you will not bring up another idea which actually could have made an impact on that particular meeting or on your boss. Okay, when you got nervous at time you gave a presentation, okay, then you start out even more nervous on your next presentation. Hence, so past experience can be positive or negative and affects our perception. Okay, so that is the first and important factor which affects our perspective. Then second factor is prejudices. Prejudices means uh, the feelings which are unfair feelings or about disliking a particular person. Okay, if you are not liking any person or his habits or way of talking or might be any other things, okay, if you are not liking them, so they will be become a problem. Okay, such thinking is actually called as the prejudices. It is usually unfavorable feelings toward any person, okay, because of uh, the things called as the gender, the values, sometimes the age, okay, religion variation, then occupation, language, education, and many other things which are responsible for that prejudices which may be formed in your mind, okay, which are said to be the perspective, okay, or some personal characteristics possessed by that person which we do not like, which are called as unfavorable feelings. And definitely we all have prejudices, okay, uh, it occurs due to our past experience with a person and we start thinking that the same type of experience will happen with all the persons who are like the first one. Prejudices involve both positive and negative characteristics. The problem occurs when prejudices start affecting how or whom we communicate. This generally occurs at the workplace, while these prejudices occurs when we take a single experience, okay, with one type of person, and then act as if all people are of same type in future, and will result in the same experience. So actually this is not a good thing, and by doing this, what we are doing, we eliminate the individuality of that person. Okay, prejudices greatly limit the chances of communication being either successful. Okay, always we expect that communication should be effective and successful one, but if you are having such prejudices in your mind, okay, they may be said to be the problem. We should see each person as an individual that is separate from any other uh, person. The perspective we might have about them, certain questions should be arised or generally arise due to the um, prejudices in our mind. Like, for example, seniors in the workplace are, okay, we know about seniors, what is our thinking. Then another person, supervisors are there, okay, again they can be sort of seniors, how they will treat the juniors, or how supervisors treat the worker. Okay, we know about this condition, and that is our perception, or these are actually can be a prejudices about those category of people. Then another example, you can take the disabled people in the workplace, okay, that they will not be able to do the work, but it is not always the condition over there. Okay, even they may work better or might be more efficiently as compared to the other able people. So prejudices are due to the culture and personal preference or the experience. Hence, we must avoid prejudices during the communication, and should treat each person as a separate individual, and also we must respect his ideas, which are unique and separate from others. Okay, last two points are still there. Okay, that is the third one. The third factor which affects our perspective is the feelings, okay, which is said to be the major factor, okay, which affects our perceptives. Feelings affect our communication with others when we are doing it. Okay, actually these things are already discussed in the psychological barrier. Okay, when we feel happy, we communicate in a better way, and on the other side, if we feel ill, okay, will not communicate effectively. And further, when we do not want to listen to others ideas, sometimes we feel different for a specific person. When we like anybody, okay, we will communicate with him or her effectively and easily, while on the other side, when we do not like any person, okay, we will communicate with that person in a different way. Hence feelings are uh, said to be the state of consciousness, such as that results from emotions, the sentiments, the desires of person. Okay, the person's current mood generally affects the communication process. Important thing, current mood, what is your current condition. Okay, and which is said to be the factor which affect the communication. So when our feeling changes, different chemicals are released into our body. Okay, and which forces us to see the world through a new angle, and as a result our way of looking to people changes, and the way we see the world at specific condition is greatly influenced by how we feel during that particular moment. I can understand this by example. When we are relaxed, okay, we can do anything for a person who is asking for help. On the other hand, when we are stressed, okay, under tension, we even can't tolerate any person who is asking for help again and again. So we need to become more conscious of our emotions and feelings and try to understand how they affect on our own perceptions. Okay, now the fourth and last point is the environment which is affecting our perspectives. We all communicate differently in different environment, that is obvious thing. Okay, and this environment has again huge influence on our communication. For example, we speak to our colleagues and friends in a different way, okay, and with others in different way. We should have to communicate, we should possess the communication skills to recognize or to understand the situation, the environment, whether it is having negative impact on our ability to communicate effectively with others, and this skill will help us to uh, do the communication in effective way. It will make the person more comfortable, and along with that to attain the level of conformity which is said to be the important in that particular situation. Okay, so that is all about the factors affecting perspectives and even the unit first. So if you are having any queries, if you are not understood any point, you can contact me on my personal number which is with you. Okay, thank you for kind listening.